Hey guys, what's up? It's Sachika. Welcome to my channel where I do art, student and lifestyle videos. So if you're interested in any of that, head down below and subscribe. I hope you all have an amazing day and let's get into it. So this is my second last video for the year and that's actually throwing me for such a loop. It's my January plan with me and my next video is probably going to be my 2021 bullet journal flip through if my old bullet journal comes to London in time for me to film that video for next Thursday. I actually don't have an alternative idea for next week, so fingers crossed. My parents have to ship that journal to me because originally I thought I was going to be in Mumbai for my Christmas break, but that's obviously not happened and I'm here in London. But my old bullet journal from the first half of 2021 is still at home, so I'm just waiting for that. Side note, I'm actually loving how my eyeshadow looks. You guys can't see it on camera. Yeah, no, you can't see it. That's annoying. Basically, this is from the Judy palette with Odin's Eye, which is the Red Dragon palette. It has this like duochrome shade, which is what I'm wearing today. It actually, you can only see it as pink, but it shifts from pink to this beautiful emerald green, and I'm so in love. And actually, it's been a while since I've done a full face for a video, so I actually really like it. And yes, I am heading out after this, but in a while, so that's okay. So yeah, it's my January plan with me. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this setup because unlike my last few setups, it's not as easy, but that's only the painting at the beginning. The rest of the setup is quite easy actually. And I actually really like how it turned out, so I hope you guys do too. Leave me down below a comment telling me what your theme for January is, what themes you want to see from me in the future, and if you're actually going to be following my theme, because I would love that. So let me know all these bullet journal bits down below, and I hope you guys like it. And if you're planning with me, grab your journals, pens, paints, any supplies, and if you're not, then grab a snack, a drink, and let's get into it. Okay, so we start with the painting. So I decided to go with a watercolor painting that I found online. I couldn't actually find the artist, but I'm just gonna put the painting on the screen right now. It was this really pretty like winter sunrise kind of a painting in watercolors. Now the thing about watercolors is I love the effect that they give in terms of being like washed out and super like light and nice, but also at the same time, because you use so much water, you need to have the right kind of paper, so you can't actually do it on your bullet journal because yes, while it's 160 GSM, or at least mine is, that's not enough. And as you can actually see, this paper isn't enough either. This I realized after I started painting was my 180 GSM paper and not actually my 300 GSM watercolor paper, which would have been better for this painting, but it's okay. It's okay. It didn't look too bad. It just kind of rose a little bit, but since I was gonna glue it down anyway, it didn't matter too much. So right now I'm just doing the sky, which just has these like pastel clouds and almost like this kind of watery winter sunset thing going. So I painted these pastel clouds using blue, crimson and purple, and then the sunrise bit with just a little bit of yellow, but really washed out, because actually if you look at a sunrise, when the sun is rising, the surrounding bit is yellow, but the sun actually, if you like look at it, it's white. So there's that. Now in the bottom half of the painting, it's like this frozen over lake which is surrounded by trees, but I couldn't really get like the lake effect right. You'll see that eventually, but I start off with just like a blue wash and then build up the shadows using some purple and some blue. Now actually guys, even though I didn't quite get the painting the same as the original, I actually really like how it turned out. It isn't as vibrant and you can't see the details as clearly, but I think honestly for me that is kind of the charm of watercolors. If I really wanted to be opaque and super like in my face, I would have used something like acrylics or poster paints or something. But I use watercolors for a reason, and that's because I like the effect that they give on their own as a medium of themselves. Now, I know that a lot of people won't actually do this painting and will actually see that like my setup is too complicated for doing this painting, but honestly guys, even if you don't do the painting, the setup is like pretty easy except for the painting. And yeah, so I actually honestly didn't have the patience to let the colors dry as much as they need to, so every time I had like a wet layer, I would just go in with my like cloth and sort of press it down so that the paint would kind of dry and the cloth would absorb the water of the paint. So then I just continued painting the lake and working on the lake bit because the sky is pretty much done, you know, indicated by the fact that I took the tape off. I'm trying to build up like this snowy effect, but it doesn't quite work out, but I think it looks fine nonetheless. The trees in the painting are actually done with dark blue, but I decided to go with brown just to add a little bit of warmth to the painting, because so far it's all very like cool tone, very like icy and snowy, but I like this little bit of sunrise and warmth because I think that portrays what I'm going for with this theme, which is just a new beginning, a new sunrise. So yeah, I actually really quite like how it turned out. But to add like the winter theme, which I had to, I went in with a white pen and just went over the white bits a little bit more and like added to them, made them brighter, added a little bit of snow to the treetops as well and to the lake, and that's it. That was my painting. I think the most satisfying bit about making a painting like this is actually peeling off the washi tape in the end to reveal completely clean borders. I think that looks so nice. Now, starting on the actual setup, I am using my Tombow Pastel brush pen markers to kind of recreate the sky just in a more markery sort of fashion. I'm also really sorry about the lights in this video. For some reason my lamp was flickering and I didn't even realize, and it doesn't usually do that, and so it's not usually an issue, but it was happening and I'm really sorry, just as a warning. That does happen later in the video as well. Now I just cut the borders of the painting and glued it down. Flipping to the next spread, which is my monthly log as always. This time it's a 6x6 dot grid space setup, and that's because I actually have a lot going on in January. My submission is in Jan, and I'm gonna have a few new units starting in January, so I thought I'd need the space. But after drawing out the 6x6 calendar, there was a little bit space left on the side, which I just cut off because I didn't need it. To write the days of the week, I'm using the same colors that I used for the sky and just kind of highlighting one little line on top of each and just writing down the days of the week. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I'm actually using a lot of like calligraphy brush lettering in this particular setup, and that's because I finally figured out how to do it. I'm still kind of stuck on the hard brush tip pen, but I'm sure I'll get to the soft brush tip soon enough anyway. Now, if you guys watched my yearly 2022 setup, I bought these calendar stamps, which I thought were super useful, and so I'm using them all the time in this spread too, just because it makes things easier. Oh my lord. For my habit trackers, I'm tracking 7 habits at the moment, so I just stamped the calendar 7 times. For my mood tracker, I just did a simple box calendar layout, just because I didn't want to do too much, and also even if I did want to do it, I wouldn't know what to do it with. Now, as you can see, I'm using the brush lettering again, and I'm so happy that I've learned actually how to do it, and I'm going to continue practicing. But yeah, I really like it. I really like the effect of the brush lettering, honestly. Now, after having written down habit and mood trackers, I'm just going back in with my pastel brush pens to give this like watery sky effect again. As for my habit trackers, I'm doing the same thing that I did for my monthly log and just highlighting the back where I'll write what habit I'm tracking. Now flipping to the next spread, we have, as always, my food, sugar and grocery log table thing that I do. Now, of course, you guys can also use this, but I guess the purpose for everyone else would be a little bit different, as like meal planning or something if you want to, but I just use it to see what I've eaten and what effect that has on my sugars, because I am diabetic and on a keto diet. The last column is just so that I can keep track of what I need to buy that week, because I do go grocery shopping only once a week just because it's convenient and like, why not? Flipping over to the next spread again is another just simply useful spread for me. There is no decoration in this, it's just function, and this is my budget tracker. Now, I did explain how to use this spread in a different video of mine, which is my bullet journal spreads for students video, which I will link upstairs and down below, and you guys can go check that out next if you want to. Now, flipping over to the last spread of this setup, it is my weekly for the first week of January. Now, I'm obviously going to be doing my first 2 days of the year in my old bullet journal, just because, well, that's how the week ends, and yeah. So this time I decided to do a simple 7-box layout for the week, because this is the last week before uni starts again, so I don't actually have to keep track of anything like my schedule and stuff, but I do have a lot to do, because exactly a week after I'm back in uni, which is the 17th, I have a submission. So I'm sure in this week I'm just going to be getting things done and just kind of panicking a lot. So now, on that little space on the left hand page, I just stamped a calendar like I normally do, added my pastel strokes, wrote down the days of the week in that same brush lettering, wrote down the dates, and now we're on to the final flip through. So I hope you guys liked this spread. I really liked how the theme turned out. Honestly, I didn't expect it to go where it did, but I'm really glad that it did. I really like how it turned out, and honestly, I love when things just evolve as I'm doing them, especially art stuff and bullet journal stuff. So I hope you guys liked it as much as I did. So guys, that was that. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's only 3 p.m. and it's almost sunset time, so I actually had to get ready early today to film this video, which, oh well, we're in winter time. Yesterday I told my parents, I was like, oh, a few weeks ago it was looking like it's gonna be a white Christmas, but it's been warm the last week, so I don't think it's gonna be a white Christmas anymore. Today I woke up and London decided, well, you said white Christmas, here you go. It's not snowing, but it's really cold. It's like, it says it's like 3 degrees outside, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Okay. And I actually need to go. I have like a doctor's appointment and stuff today, so we'll see how I feel at the end of today, because I'm gonna be freezing. And yeah, but I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you guys liked my theme. Let me know again down below what your theme for January is, if you're following mine. If not, then what are you following? What are the bullet journal themes you want to see from me in the future? And I'll look into it. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. And bye!